I did prep by buying an adult onesie. Undecided if that's going to be a good purchase or not. Hey, what's up? I'm Allie and welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to do kind of a chill video, kind of talking about NaNoWriMo, whatever the higgity heck you call it. November is National Novel Writing Month. It is where people can commit to writing 50,000 words within the month of November. This is going to be my 6th year doing NaNoWriMo, which sounds absolutely crazy to me. What? I think I'm going to split this video up a little into kind of my story with NaNoWriMo, just kind of like my history with it, and then how I'm prepping for NaNoWriMo, because last year I didn't really prep at all, and I even made a video where I was like, I'm not worried about it, and then it was the first year I did not complete it. I don't want to do that again. I was very upset with myself, even though, like, I know it's not that serious. To me, it was quite serious. I hope you're ready. Let's just, let's chitty chat. I didn't like that. I started NaNoWriMo 6 years ago now. The first story I honestly could not tell you diddly squat about. I do know that I planned it to some degree, and I did a story binder a little bit. I didn't really know what I was doing. I do know that it was kind of mythology inspired, and I do think that there was a prophecy involved. That's all I really got. It was called Light and Dark, I believe, and it was about like the temptation to the dark side, essentially. Female protagonist, who was kind of the good character, was falling for the prophesized bad character. That's all I really remember. I don't think it was written that well. Probably not my first one. So then the second year I ended up doing a Mulan kind of inspired story. It was called Stepping into Shadows, and it was pirate themed as well. But I was really fascinated with the idea that, a female pirate could kind of take over a ship in disguise a little bit is kind of what I was going for. And then I had these full plans that every year after I was going to, like, that one would then, the next one in the series would be inspired by The Little Mermaid, and then the next one in the series would be inspired by Aladdin, and like, basically Cinder. So then the third year I did, my favorite, this is a story that I still think about all the time. Like, it's definitely one that I want to come back to, I want to perfect. And that is, what did I end up calling that? Okay, so the third one was Till We Burn. This is one that I definitely want to come back to. I don't think I would keep that title anymore. The problem is I even tried to do this for the 5th year. Like, I was going to rewrite basically the whole thing, but since then, I've kind of come into a mental block within the story that I just can't get past. There's just some things in the plot that I'm having trouble figuring out. The year that I did this was kind of the basic outline for it, even though since then I've kind of changed a few things, but this one's probably like still my favorite story to date, and it is a fantastical world, and we're following 2 points of views. One is from the princess who has been exiled because she doesn't have magic, and in this world, if you don't have magic, you are to be killed. She ends up hiding it until she can't anymore. And then we also follow kind of a rebel leader, and it is about how, they're going to rebel against the crown, essentially. So that's how we kind of see a little bit of both sides, but not really, I had some things up my sleeves on that one, so it's definitely one that I want to return to. I think about it a lot. I love the characters. So this is when I had really gotten really well into doing story binders. If you guys don't know, I did a whole video on story binder. I plan on talking about it in my first NaNoWriMo vlog, my updated kind of story binder type plan. So wait for my NaNoWriMo vlogs this year. In the 4th year, I ended up doing a book called The Dark World. I did this on an absolute whim that year. I was in a pretty bad spot kind of mentally and physically. This was the year that my apartment caved in, but I ended up sitting down and I wrote pretty much this whole story in like 5 days. I was stress writing, my friends. I was stress writing. This was definitely considered probably more of an adult romance sci-fi, and it is about like this academy, and our main character goes to this academy, and there are the other universes and planets, and you can go to this academy and train in order to go live on one of these other planets. And there were certain planets that they didn't send people to because they weren't super nice. They were called the Dark Worlds, and this is about a girl who at the end she ends up getting sorted into a dark world, and how she's not really prepared, and her instructor is an asshole, and I do really enjoy that story. I would like to come back to it. Obviously the writing gets sloppier as it goes, but so now we are in year 6. What are my plans? I don't know. I have 3 story ideas in my head, one of which I feel like could easily write itself because it is something that I've really thought about, I've gone through, I've written a very detailed outline for it, so I do think it is something I could go through. However, it is an adult, strictly romance, contemporary romance, and that's not really something I feel super comfortable writing, and I also don't think I would ever send it to be published or anything. Like, I would basically be writing it for my own sake. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. There are 2 other stories that I'm kind of up in the air about. One is kind of Dark Academy-esque and involves magic and booby traps and a cult. And I don't really have any details for that. Like, I don't even have a solid storyline, so that one I don't think I've thought enough through. We'll see. Those are the 2 big ones that I really want to focus on. There was another one, but I suddenly can't think of it. Anyway, so that's where I'm at now. That's my journey. Now let's talk about NaNoWriMo 2020. I plan on winning. Do you plan on winning? You should. How am I prepping? So far I have not prepped a single darn thing. I do think that I will end up prepping a lot within the first few days of November, which normally I wouldn't really do. However, October has just been too busy. This last week is just packed full of stuff that I need to get to. One of the things that I do to prep for NaNoWriMo is that I actually took off the whole first week of November anyway, so that I can kind of sit down, bunker down, and really get a head start. So that, because I do tend to dwindle in the middle of the month and then I pick it up at the end, but I thought if I can get a head start at the beginning, we're set, we're good, we're going for the gold. 2 other things that I plan on doing that will happen within that first week is I'm going to set up my writing binder, so again, stay tuned for my vlogs. I'm going to try to vlog weekly during NaNoWriMo. We'll see. And then I'm also going to try to set up some sort of mood board, whether that's virtual or if I end up printing it out. I actually still have my mood board from my second NaNoWriMo. I keep it, I just like having it around, but I might set up that. Another thing is to have a playlist ready. I do have a writing playlist on Spotify. However, sometimes I go on there and sometimes I find like room ambiences on YouTube and I create a playlist of those to go through. I love like rainy kind of ones. I don't know what it is about the rain that's so soothing, but it works. Sometimes if I'm writing like a fantasy, I would try to find like fantasy ambience kind of videos. I'll try to find just Spotify kind of created playlists on there as well that are kind of related around a mood that I'm trying to write around. So then again, coming back to the schedule, I plan on scheduling writing time. However, I also am trying to schedule time to attend kind of write-ins. If you don't know, NaNoWriMo also has like this area on their thing where you can go join kind of like your regions. So mine is just Maryland overall. However, I do know that they have like different regions and then you have someone that's like in charge of that. And then my group also has a Facebook page. So then I join the Facebook group to kind of keep up with their updates as well and see if they're going to be doing kind of any local write-ins. I understand in the past these would be things that you could actually physically go to. 2020, we don't physically do shit anymore, so I'm excited to see if there's going to be any virtual write-ins as well. This morning I actually saw that Jules posted that she has a kind of writing video that is going to be going up on the 1st of November, I guess, you know, just to talk and kind of get some things out there. So I have set a reminder for that, so when it comes on, I can kind of sit down and join her. So I haven't really done this in the past. I've only met up with like a friend here and there. And I want to see if this is something that will motivate me more, so I do want to set aside time to attend some of those. Not something that I plan on doing all the time, but here and there I think it's good because it's motivation to hear how other people are writing and to bounce off ideas and things like that. So and set aside time for that. I'm also probably going to do some meal prep because your girl sucks at remembering to eat when I get engrossed into things, so I do think I need to set kind of a meal plan ahead of time because I don't think I'm going to have a lot of time to make food in the moment. I don't think I'm going to have, like, I just don't want to spend extra time on that stuff day to day when I could be writing, honestly. I should meal prep anyway just because it's easier and it's more affordable. It's whatever. And then a new thing I plan on trying this year is that when I hit a word goal, I plan on rewarding myself. And I haven't decided yet if that's going to be like a special kind of food or a night out or a movie, or if it's going to be that I can buy something. I haven't quite set up my reward system yet, so I might ask for some ideas from people, but I think this will be fun. It will be like an extra incentive to hit certain word goals. So there's that. Another thing that I would recommend is finding a buddy, honestly, because sometimes it's nice to just vent out your frustrations or your word blocks or whatever with someone. So you can find someone through NaNoWriMo, you can find someone on Twitter or Instagram. A lot of people use the hashtag #amwriting as well, so check out NaNoWriMo hashtag, check out #amwriting hashtag, see if there's like a Discord that you can join of people who are going to be doing NaNoWriMo, because I honestly think that that does make a difference if you have some people to work as like soundboards for you. Make sure that you have a backup plan. I don't mean like make sure when you're writing you are using some sort of program that saves automatically, or you are setting reminders to save. Make sure that you are saving the progress as you go, because there's nothing worse than writing a shit ton of stuff and then losing it. There's nothing more frustrating. Will put you in tears. I may know from experience. One thing I recommend is writing in Google Docs, I think. I like writing in Google Docs because it automatically saves. However, I don't have Scrivener, I don't have the expensive one. I have Storyist, which is kind of like, just like the one below Scrivener. I use it. I do think that it automatically saves. I only ever use it during NaNoWriMo, so it's technically been 2 years since I've used it. Oh my god. You do get discounts if you win NaNoWriMo for these programs as well, so another incentive. But, so Storyist I do think saves by itself. I'm sure Scrivener does as well, but Google Docs would be the free option, and it automatically saves. From there, I would recommend saving to 3 places. Now, I recommend, again, Google Docs, Google Drive, saving it on there, because it automatically saves, and you can access it from anywhere. You just gotta sign in. But I would also recommend saving onto your computer somewhere, as well as like a flash drive or an external hard drive of some sort. I do plan on getting a flash drive. Flash drives are relatively inexpensive anymore. Actually, I think I just have one laying in here that I don't use anymore, so you know, just have a flash drive ready that would just be for your writing stuff, outlines and things like that. Make sure that you are saving those to multiple destinations because you don't want to lose it. The last thing really is to talk about the NaNoWriMo Notion I have created. Now, I did take some inspiration from another creator as well, so some of those things I just directly copy and pasted and just formatted a little differently. I did leave credit onto those pages, and I do know that a lot of their pages were actually inspired by Abby Emmons. She's a YouTuber here, and she talks about writing lifestyle, and I love her videos, especially during NaNoWriMo. She does a lot of really great organization videos with writing. She just has so many good writing videos. I would highly recommend checking out a few of hers before NaNoWriMo starts, but checking out her videos as NaNoWriMo is going. She participates in NaNoWriMo, and I think her videos are so extremely motivating and satisfying. She got me through that week that I wrote a whole story in 5 days. I was watching her in my free time. So she's a great motivator. I love her videos, so make sure you check her out. I'll leave her link down below. She's grown a lot. I think I was one of the first subscribers to her thing, and she has just grown, and it's so well deserved. So now my NaNoWriMo Notion, which you guys can take. If you don't know what Notion is, it's kind of this organization website and app. I have been loving it. I would suggest watching videos and just playing around with it to kind of figure out how it works, because it's a little more complicated than just like a basic Word document type thing. I created this NaNoWriMo Notion that you guys can use as well. In order to save it to your own Notion, you will go up to the top and you would click duplicate. That was the wrong usage. So you would duplicate it and then you can now edit it on your own Notion. I left the top for any type of mood board. I've just added some quotes and stuff, you know, just to fill up and beautify the space. There's a nice little to-do section for the prep area that I had put on there. So there's some more, you know, prep work for you. But there are outlines, so there's a short outline, there's scene cards, if you're unfamiliar with that. Abby's got a video on it, but basically scene cards are like, you basically write the scenes for cards, and it's kind of like an intricate outline. But if you need to move scenes, you can quite easily. I did scene cards on actual cards one time. That was a shit ton of work, but these kind of give you a more sense of what the scene should look like. It's kind of a basic outline for that specific scene. Short outline is kind of just like your basic points of the story, but then you get into more detailed outlines with the Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 outlines. These should be pretty much full summaries of your story. It's a lot of writing. They should be pretty thick writing. But then whenever you get into your draft, so there's Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and then you can just post the full draft whenever you're done. But then whenever you get into the draft, it's much more easier because you already have a lot of those details kind of figured out. I also created character pages because I am someone who needs character pages in order to remember what characters look like, what things I've given them, things like that. So this is where you write any type of like physical appearance, anything that they're related to, any special talents, like things that you might easily forget if you step away from your story and have to come back. So I put all characters, even side characters, characters that I've just briefly mentioned, they all go here. And then I like to have a name dump section, so these can be place names or human names or last names, whatever. It's just a place that I can easily find names that I'm interested in. With world information, just, you know, if you got places in your world, you got the full world overview and then maybe the places in there, and then, yeah, so the world information would be the whole world overall, and then the places would just be the different places that your characters might go to within your world. This could be actual, like, countries, or it could just be like a restaurant down the street. And then mood board, this is where you would put pictures, you know, that kind of set the mood for your story, things that provide inspiration. I love character inspiration. Pinterest is easily the best place to find character inspiration. All of our characters will look the same, but it is what it is. Ideas, this is in general, it could be more specific to the story that you're working on. So say you think of a line out of nowhere that you want to incorporate somewhere, or you think of like a random idea and you don't know if you want to add it or not, you know, put that there. But I also tend to use this, like, if I think of a full story idea for like a short story or another novel, like I'd put it here just so I can come back to it and be like, that was an idea that I had and now I want to expand on it. And then any types of notes or research. So this could be anything that you might have to look into. Notion is really good because you can actually add bookmarks to links and stuff. So if you find a website that's really useful to your book, you can add that in there and it adds like a really nice bookmark with like a little image and stuff. So then at the bottom there is a word count goal. Now I have also created a calendar over on the Google Drive that actually has a printable calendar that you can print out and you can fill in the words. It has the word goal of each day and then you can fill in, you know, on that day how many words you've actually achieved. This is to keep you on track. These are kind of the goal to keep you on track. I don't personally really follow these that closely, but it is still nice to see where your kind of target is supposed to be at every day. So that is the NaNoWriMo Notion. And then let me see, I thought there was something else on my drive. Something else I included on my drive. There is a character page template over there that you can insert an image to. It's just a Google Doc type thing. You can save it to your own drive and edit it from there. But basically it's an easy printable sheet that you can add your own details to. It's also a facial expressions and physical descriptions master list over there that you can print out and use. And basically these are just kind of like descriptor words and stuff. It's kind of like gives you ideas to other things that you can use for facial expressions and whatnot. I actually got this from another website and just created it in a better printable out form. There is just the Google Docs format. However, I did also make like graphics kind of deal looking thing that are a little more colorful. So if you're interested in either of those, they're over there as well. But I will get into more of that in the binder section. Oh, I feel like I've just been talking and talking and talking and talking and talking without taking any breaths. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of stressing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of stressing. I'm kind of, you know, a little. I'll definitely be stressing on day one. Anyway, I will have a link to my NaNoWriMo page if you guys want to be a buddy over there. I don't understand the use of the buddy thing. I guess just to see everyone's progress. So if you want to be my buddy, I'm down there. Yeah. Are you guys participating in NaNoWriMo? I'm assuming that you are if you've watched this video. If you are, let me know. What do you plan on writing? Hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future videos from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye!